Are You Gay? From For Color Girls. I
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nerd Collision. I'm Eddie, and that's Brandon, and today we're going to be giving our spoiler review of The Sandman episodes 4, 5, and 6. Now, this will be a spoiler review, so if you have not been able to watch these episodes, that's fine. Go ahead and pause this video, watch the episodes on Netflix, and come back and listen to our spoiler review. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get started. And this recap is being brought to us by Netflix Life, and they were written by Mads Lennon and Natalie Zamora. And with episode 4, titled A Hope in Hell. Now, Dream and Matthew travel to Hell in search of Dream's helm in the Sandman episode 4. There he comes face to face with Lucifer Morningstar. One of Hell's demons has his helm after responding to the ritual/summoning Ethel did to exchange it for a protection amulet. A demon named Kronzon, a Duke of Hell, has Dream's helm, and he's not keen on returning it. Dream challenges Kronzon. If Dream wins, he gets his helm, but if he loses, he has to become Kronzon's slave in Hell for eternity. Dream decides to represent himself in the battle, and Kronzon chooses Lucifer to represent him. Dream and Lucifer face off in a strange, shape-shifting battle of sorts. Lucifer transforms into a direwolf and Dream into a hunter that stabs wolves. Then Lucifer changes into a snake and Dream into a bird of prey. Next, Lucifer is a butcher bacterium infecting all living things, and Dream is a world. Then Lucifer is a nova, all exploding, planet cremating, and Dream counters with becoming a universe. Finally, Lucifer turns into anti-life, which is basically a trump card. Dream starts dying, but Matthew intervenes and reminds him that dreams cannot die. Dream trumps Lucifer by becoming Hope and ultimately defeats her. Dream gets his helm back, but Lucifer promises that one day she and her demons will destroy him. While Dream is fighting Lucifer in Hell, John is traveling to retrieve his ruby with an innocent bystander named Rosemary. Rosemary has no idea what she's getting herself into when she agrees to give John a ride. He slowly reveals his true nature, admitting he was imprisoned for murder, arson, and all sorts of chaos. At one point, they stop at a gas station and Rosemary tries to get the clerk to call the cops. He pulls a gun on John and, as expected, dies. Luckily for Rosemary, John doesn't really blame her and even believes she is a good person. Once he reaches his ruby, she even offers to give him a ride somewhere else, but he tells her that it's okay, she can go. Now that he has his ruby, John doesn't need the protection amulet anymore, and he gives it to Rosemary so that no one, not even him, can hurt her. Armed with his pouch and sand and helm, Dream prepares to come for his ruby, but he realizes that something is very wrong. And that's where we end this episode. That hell fight between Dream and Lucifer was pretty interesting to watch. And I love how he finally defeated her with hope. And then on top of that, the chase with the ruby, this John guy is really unsettling to be honest with you. And it's just so strange, like how he had Rosemary really just fearful for her life and her safety. But what do you think of this one episode?
Bitch, first of all, no shade but shade. When I first saw the fight going on, I was like, what in the Doctor Strange multiverse of madness? It was giving, you remember when Strange was fighting himself with the damn music notes? It was giving
Yes.
that. And then I was like, girl, I was kind of over it. But then I
Yeah.
was like, okay, once I saw the dire wolf, I was like, okay, this is kind of sickening. All right, I'm into it. And first of all, Gwendolyn Christie with that damn haircut, it tickled me pink. But the outfits were so cunt. Loved her battle outfit the most out of all the garments that she wore throughout the series.
Right.
I just have to say I love that. That outfit was beautiful, bitch. I wish I could wear it myself. Um, but I loved. I think that was like probably my favorite part of the episode. Even though at first I thought it was like cringy, but after like rewatching it a second time, I was like, okay, I'm into it. Um, and it was giving like, I know your deepest darkest secret. He was like, what beats ho, bitch? Hello, hello. And she was like, give him back his fucking helmet. I'm done with this shit. I'm over it. And she told that World of Warcraft character, hand it over. And they threw that man over the ledge. And I lived. I lived. He had it coming.
Yes, he did.
So that was that.
Yes, that was absolutely hilarious. Oh my gosh, what an episode. And then with that, we'll go ahead and move on to episode 5, titled 24/7. Now, the Sandman episode 5 is a very unique episode this season, as it actually functions as a bottle episode for the most part. The bulk of 24/7 takes place in a diner where John Dee uses his ruby to mess with the lives of several unwitting patrons. This installment establishes just how misguided John's view of the world is and gives us an idea of how powerful the ruby truly is. The ruby makes people's dreams come true, so John coaxes everyone to tell the truth and essentially act in ways that can fulfill their deepest desires. Among the people affected are Judy, a gay woman who connects with her friend Rose, who we will see again later in this season, and about her girlfriend Donna, a waitress named Beth, who is seeing the cook Marsh, and the Kate and Gary Fletcher, a powerful couple that owns a big pharmaceutical company known as Vanguard, and a young man named Mark, who plans to interview at Vanguard. Kate and Gary are longtime regulars at the diner. Bet set them up. Their relationship is fraught with strange tension as Kate believes Gary is unhealthy and putting on weight. Gary politely turns down a hearty burger despite it being their anniversary dinner, but he goes with the salad instead. As John starts to use the ruby, all kinds of crazy things start happening in the restaurant. Gary and Kate start arguing with each other, vicious and cutting. Marsh cruelly tells Bet that when he comes to her house, he sometimes sneaks into her 21-year-old son's bedroom and they have sex, and later, Gary and Marsh hook up in the kitchen. Bet and June have a connection and start kissing, then Mark and Kate begin to flirt. When Gary sees Mark and Kate together, he attacks him, resulting in Mark stabbing Gary to death in self defense. Slowly, Bet realizes that John is the only one responsible for the way they're all acting. Essentially, John drives all the patrons to murder or suicide. The final act of the episode becomes very surreal as Dream arrives. John sees the Fates, who predict that John will crush the Dream Lord's life in his hands and take his power. Seconds later, Dream walks through the diner's doors and tells John that what he's doing isn't right. He's harming the world, not saving it. He demands that John return the ruby to him. It's harming you, John, and your world. John argues that it's revealing the truth of mankind. Dream shows him that it isn't true, which returns to beginning of the episode where Bet, Kate, Gary were all cordial with one another. They all have dreams, like Kate dreams of running away, and Bet dreams of creating something that matters. They act the way they do to keep themselves inspired and hopeful. It's what keeps them alive, and if John robs them off of their dreams and hope, then yes, things turn dark and bleak. The truth of mankind. Dream tries to make John understand that it has too much of his power in it. The ruby stole some the last time he used it. John considers using it to take the rest of Dream's powers to become the new king of dreams. But if he wants to do that, he'll have to do it in Dream's own realm, the dreaming. Of course, in the dreaming, Dream is able to manipulate the world around them and force John to see horrific things and traumatic moments from his life. He tells John that his father, Roderick Burgess, cursed him with the ruby, leaving behind a deadly legacy. John tries to steal everything from Dream, but it ultimately turns out to be a ruse. John thinks he's killed Dream and won, but in reality, he destroyed the ruby and released the power inside of it. There's a striking visual of Dream holding a tiny version of John in the palm of his hand. Despite everything, Dream doesn't blame John for his deeds because the Dream Stone was not made for mortals and he received it through no fault of his own. He simply returns John to the hospital. After that, Dream tells Matthew that tomorrow the rebuilding will begin in the waking realm and the dreaming. And that's where we end this episode. And this episode was absolutely wild. But it really just shows what happens to humanity when there is no hope. Everything goes dark, it literally brings out the worst in people. And it was really interesting to see everyone's facades kind of cracking after John Dee started using the power from the ruby. But what did you think of this episode, Brandon?
Child, the stories those walls could tell, honey. I was just like, this is like an orgy bloodbath at Waffle House. What the fuck is going on this day? Everyone's making out, everyone's stabbing each other. I was just like, oh my god. I was not expecting that man to say that to that lady. Okay, and I told Eddie in advance because I had seen the episode, y'all, and I told him, I said, "This is gonna top Are You Gay?" from For Color Girls. I knew it because when I saw that, my mouth dropped and I started collecting flies. I was like, now he said, sometimes I fuck him, and sometimes he fucks me, and sometimes, and he's 21, and he has a lot of stamina. I was just like, ah, 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 ah. It was hitting me left or right. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, they went there. Oh my God, they went there. I was like, not fucking the co-workers, son. Oh no.
Yes. And said it with a
Fast.
smile.
Fast, just fast. And then at the other table, the business bitches, and she's making out with the young guy who's doing the interview, and that man starts fucking the man in the kitchen who likes fucking other men, and he starts getting on top of him, and they start flipping flopping each other. It was just nuts, bitch. And then the young guy stops the dude in the neck, um, the dude with the suit in the neck, and I
Yes.
was gag bitch. I was like, not with the dinner knife, not with the dinner knife. Oh my god. Oh my god. It felt like, and it just felt like I was playing, what's that game called? Um, I can't remember it. It was this game I played on PlayStation. When I remember it, y'all, I'll remind y'all in the next one. But my God, Life is Strange. It reminded me of Life is Strange.
Okay.
It reminded me of Life is Strange. It was just some crazy, chaotic bullshit. And bitch, I wanted to hit the rewind button. And then Sandman came through a little too late, sis. And he was like, "Oh, I never expected you to crush the ruby. I forgot how much power I placed into it." Yeah, you stupid bitch. Why the fuck are you carrying around something that you have naturally? Girl, duh. Why would you carry it? Why do you need a little sorcerer stone? It didn't make any sense to me. But I'm glad that he got rid of Remus and his crazy professor ass and trying to control the dreaming or whatever. It was just nuts. I was just like, finally, ding dong, the witch is dead. And then we have Lady Gaga at the end going, "Oh brother, da 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 da," with them golden eyes. First of all, bitch, listen, you ate that roll up. I forgot what's their name, Mason or something like that. Mason
I believe
Alexander,
so.
something like that.
Hmm.
Sorry for butchering your name, but you ate that roll up, and bitch, if Gaga needs a stand-in for her tour, they need to call you. Because when I said,
Absolutely.
if you squint real good, you're like, oh my God, 5'2". That's her. That's her.
Hmm.
I was just like, yes. Desire is one of my favorite characters, y'all. I'm sorry, like Desire was, and the bitch is barely in the fucking show. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But Once again, Dream is victorious. Kudos to you. But the whole shit that they revealed about just people lying to each other and honesty, it really makes you think, bitch. It's like, why lie when I could just be honest and tell the fucking truth? Like, as
Mhm.
crazy as that man was, he had a fucking point.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that was a wild, wild ride, but
wow,
I enjoyed it a lot.
wild.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty. So with that being said, we'll move on to episode 6, and this is titled The Sound of Her Wings. After his showdown with John, Dreams ends up in the waking world sitting at the park. A woman we haven't seen before comes over to talk to them, and it becomes evident they know each other. She knows something's bothering Dream, and he starts to explain that he doesn't know what's going on with him. Now that his quest is over, he feels empty. He can't simply enjoy life without having to solve a problem. We learn that this mystery woman is Death, Dream's sister, and Dream accompanies her on her business while he tries to figure out what he should do next. Death tells him to stop feeling sorry for himself, which he eventually does. Dream walks with Death as we find out what power she has and what purpose she serves. She ushers in mortals when it's their time to die. While it might seem morbid at first, Death feels satisfied in her role because she makes sure people who are about to die don't feel alone. We watch as Death takes an old man who's at home playing the violin, along with a few other people ready to meet their demise. It's a really bittersweet sequence and one that opens up the episode on a very strong note. Next up, Death brings Dream back in time and he's transported to 1389. This is where he meets a character named Hob Gadling at a bar, who, although doesn't have a large part in this adaptation, will certainly make an impact on viewers, as will his relationship with Dream. Back all these years ago, we watch as Hob goes on about never wanting to die because he enjoys life so much. Dream confronts him and makes Hob immortal. He tells Hob that he will visit him once every 100 years at the bar to see if he still feels like he wants to live forever. This episode is so good for a few reasons, the biggest being Dream and Hobbs' relationship. We get to watch the two men meet every 100 years, with so much changing in Hobbs' life. One time, we see Hobb as a rich man, and another time, he's a haggard, poor drunk who's barely allowed in the bar. In another year, Johanna Constantine shows up and demands power, which Dream does not give her. By 1889, Dream and Hobb get into an argument when Hobb suggests Dream is only meeting with him every 100 years because he's lonely and needs a friend. Dream takes great offense to this and storms off, leaving their friendship up in the air. For the next scheduled meeting, Dream does not show up because it's when he's captured by Roderick. This is clearly disappointing for Hobbs, and the bartender tells him that the bar is set to be sold to buy new flats. The next time around, Dream does show up and sees the bar is no more, before realizing a new place called the New Inn had been built right beside it. Much to our relief, Dream and Hob reunite, and Dream even calls Hob a friend. It's honestly such a heartwarming scene that it made me a bit emotional. I love these two together. As the episode comes to a close, we see Dream's sibling Desire calling out to another one of the Endless, though we don't see who yet. Desire says that Dream had gotten out of his cage, noting that our plan has failed. But they're not discouraged yet as they seem to have a new plan up their sleeve that's bound to get Dream's attention. And that's where we end this episode. For me, watching the opening with the Dream Sister death, it was really interesting to see how this episode brought to realization the whole part of death being a part of life, and seeing this individual as death literally ushering mortal souls to the next plane, wherever that may be. and letting them know that they're not alone, and actually being, comforting. A lot of times I think we see in fiction, when it comes to death, we think of like the grim reaper, and I think that's what makes a lot of people, fearful of such a thing. But it was really interesting to see how they played it out in this episode. And then also meeting Dream's friend Hob. I couldn't imagine living that many 100 years through all the ups and downs. I mean, maybe it just seemed like it would be so exhausting. You'd have to start all over again because your friends would be dying, your family, like everything. So I don't know if that would work for me personally, but it was really interesting to see someone who genuinely enjoyed living and, actually found friendship with someone like Dream, even when Dream didn't think that he needed any friends. But what do you think of this episode?
I just have to say, like, I really love this episode. I thought it was so beautiful and comforting in a way for those people who probably wake up in fear of death randomly. Like, it all comes to us at one point in life, bitch. Don't lie to
Yes.
yourself. Like, you worry about dying one day. And like, honestly, bitch, if a black woman greets a friendly black woman greets me at death, or if it's a familiar face that I've recognized my entire life,
Hmm.
I'm at peace with that. Um, so it made it interesting to see like her job. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, Especially like even with the whole baby thing, and as sad as that was, it was just crazy. I was just like, wow, like it was so nurturing in a way.
Yes.
Um, and the whole thing with the guy, first of all, that man is fucking crazy. Bitch, I would not want to live hundreds and hundreds of years watching my family go, creating another one, watching them go, creating another one, watch them go, and all that crap. And even Dream was like, "Bitch, not too much with the slavery, okay? Not too
Right.
much,
Yes.
because I will snatch them years back, and you will depart.
Yeah.
Consider that your advice, hun." And he was like, "I'll think about it."
Yeah.
I was like, kill him now, Dream, kill him now, kill him now. And then we have the wonderful Jenna Coleman come back as Johanna
Mhm.
Constantine. Mama, she was giving you winded up Gwen Stefani a little bit.
Oh yeah.
She was like, "These are my henchmen. Here's my stout," and I was living for her, doing that. And I guess it shows that how he has had a bond or a relationship with her family as well, throughout the years. So I hope that we get to see more of their characters play off of each other because they give off like an odd companionship. It's like Starsky and Hutch, bitch. It's so hard to. It's like Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. I just love them together. It's just sickening. But besides that, it was nice to see them, like, despite Mr. 100 Year Man and his foolishness. At the end of the episodes, them meeting each other again, even though he was like, "Girl, I don't need your friendship, bitch." He's like, "Girl, I got all types of friends. I'm going to a concert tonight. I don't need you." And he was like, "Oh, you gonna come back? You gonna come back right here, and you gonna see me again at Fred Lobster right here at 9 p.m. in 100 years, bitch." And you know, again, after all said was done, they met each other, and that was a cute moment. So I
Yes, it
enjoyed
was.
that. And
Yeah.
also Desire's Lair, even though it looks like an art museum,
Hmm.
um, I loved it. I was like, yes, yes, this is giving Evil Lair. Okay, I
Yes.
was I was here for that. So besides that, fantastic episode. I think this was
Yeah.
like one of my top favorites of the season, actually.
Oh, easily. I mean, it, I love the way that it speaks on so much about life, death, the meaning of life, the meaning of dreams. It's really been a fascinating series. Once again, I never read any of the Sandman books. I really want to now
Yeah, me
after
too.
watching the series.
But
But
you
I
you know
mean,
the prices jumped on Amazon.
You know what? I figured they
Just saying.
would. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, with that being said, but before we wrap up, you have any other final thoughts before we go, Brandon?
Um, Sandman writers, please no more gay mess. My God, my heart can only take so much. Episode 5 took a toll on me, and it was only a few sentences. It was only a few sentences. We got enough of that with the other characters. There's definitely a presence of let God be true quickly, and we got that, But my God, episode 5, oh my God. I'm still trying to
Mhm.
scrub out the thoughts in my head. I was just like, oh my God, not the sun, God. It was too much for me. But I love the show. Netflix, you need to renew it. Chop chop. Time is
Yes.
as the Judge Judy meme.
Yeah.
Okay, get on top of it. Like I don't know why y'all taking so long. It's literally the top show on y'all's little application. So
Hmm.
get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with all of that. And you know what? I say bring on more of the gay mess because that episode took me out when he said,
Why? Why? Why more? Why? Please.
I think because I wasn't expecting it.
Oh
I mean,
God.
as if the show wasn't queer enough, they come in with that. And it's just like,
I mean,
what?
listen. Dream had a little boyfriend. That's fine for him, but he needs to be fine. And we need Dream to eat something, cause he can't just be skinny and walking around with that mask all the time, bitch.
Yeah, I agree with that as
I'm just
well.
saying.
A steak and potato here and there. You know, why not? We could use a thick dream.
I'm not against it.
I'm not. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let us know what you guys thought about these episodes of The Sandman. Also, remember to click the bell button for notifications so that you know whenever we have new videos here on the channel. And please follow Nerd Collision on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But once again, I'm Eddie. That's Brandon. We're Nerd Collision, and we'll see you guys here next time. Take care, everyone.